Alright, hello everybody. This is the Shooting Game Weekly, episode 42. This one's going to be on P47 Aces. And this game is actually a sequel to the P47 Phantom Fighter, which apparently is a more popular game than P47 Aces, because I couldn't find any artwork or basically anything about the Aces game, but it definitely came after. And about, I think it was 1990. Was it 95 or 97 it was released? I had to pull off my information. But yeah, in any case, covering this game this week, really straightforward game, horizontal, pretty much Manic bullet hell, or not necessarily a bullet hell, but it is referred to as Manic shooter just because the bullets are pretty fast in this game and your hitbox is pretty big. But in any case, I'm actually I do have a guest this week, and that is going to be Zerst, joining me to talk about P47 Aces. So hey Zerst, how's it going?
Hello.
Yep. And you've had the opportunity to play this game during the shooting game tournament of 2011. We were playing this one, and interesting choice. I don't know. This game is very kind of it's really kind of I don't know, not very popular, not very well known yet. It definitely has a lot of kind of cool things going for it that I don't know. People seem to be kind of mixed on if they like it or if they don't like it. I personally find the games quite great. What do you like? Do you have anything to say about kind of the notoriety that this game has achieved up to this point? Because no, I don't know. It's kind of unpopular, isn't it?
I don't know really too much one way or the other. I personally hadn't heard of it until the tournament, so I enjoy the game quite a bit. So I'm glad I got to play it there.
Cool. But yeah, and also the game's pretty short. I think it has 7 full stages. Is that right?
It's 8 full stages.
Oh, is it 8? Okay.
Yeah.
And it goes by pretty quickly. There's 4 characters to choose from, and as you're going through the stages, you power up a main shot, and then you also power up your missiles. And there's 4 different characters. Black Widow, I think, is pretty much the one that everyone would probably should go to. It's a female character in the game, but there's actually I don't know. It is possible to 1cc with the other ships, but I found that the Black Widow was probably the easiest one to do it because the main shot locks in on all the enemies. But yeah, so this game I think it can be mostly difficult because the bullets are a bit fast, and sometimes it just throws just so much at you at once you don't really know what to expect. So I feel like it'll be interesting to see. I guess take a look at it again. But I know when I was playing it for the first time, I was like, wow, this game's pretty challenging, but it's a challenge that's kind of fun to take on just because it's kind of pretty much memorization based as far as if you're gonna survive through the game or not. And if you do die, recovery is you don't want to die needlessly in this game. It's pretty much gonna stunt your run the whole way, as I recall. It kind of went down. Then you also got a bomb. Bombs are really good in this game. And you think, you get is it 1 point to extend? Man, it's been so long. I forgot about all this stuff. Is there 2 points?
It's just 1 extend.
Okay.
I wouldn't, as far as being losing your power when you die, I wouldn't say it's exactly a 1 life game.
Yeah.
But you certainly power down quite a bit, and it almost forces you to use a couple bombs until you can get to the next power up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it definitely can be rough if you die at a part you didn't really want to. But yeah, I mean it's a very straightforward game. But I find it to be a lot of fun just because it's really busy, kind of a really busy shmup, and it kind of has some stuff going for it, which maybe I don't know, UN Squadron could be kind of compared to it, but I feel like the bullets are just a bit faster in this game. But yeah, not okay. Yeah, so I guess that's pretty much as far as the gameplay goes. As far as the scoring system goes, this is a weird one. You just shoot stuff to get points, etc. And there are actually secret bonuses throughout the stages. There are hidden bonuses that you kind of shoot the sky, and like if there's like a point part in the sky that is that's there, you can get like some extra points that way. So it's kind of like hidden bonuses, and then you can also unveil power-ups in that way too, just by shooting the parts of the sky where those power-ups are. But
that's one part where using Black Widow makes the game easier to score well in, because of the homing shot. The homing shot hits the hidden targets.
Yeah, it just finds them automatically. Yeah.
Right, with the other ships you have to actually know where they are and when they pop up in the stages.
Right. Yeah, so, Black Widow just seeks them out, and it's pretty helpful. It's pretty overpowered. It's good. Yeah, I haven't really played with the other characters that much, but they're kind of crazy. Like one of the characters, their missile, like the explosion of the missile, like it like takes up the whole entire, like it like blows up the whole screen like all the time. You can't even tell like what's going on. So it's kind of like yeah, the different characters are pretty crazy considering how strict this game can be in some of the sections. So yeah, we are going to be actually watching one of my my 1cc replay of this from a while back. Just straight 1cc, not really much scoring, but we will get into the bit of the scoring as we go through. The most funny thing about the game in terms of the scoring is that when you bump into the environment and enemies, you will not blow up or get destroyed or anything like that. You just kind of bump off of them. However, I don't know about with enemies, you get points from bumping into them, but just obstacles in the environment for sure. And that includes some bosses, which are obstacles. And so when you bump into the environment, you actually get, I think it's 100 points per bump.
Yeah, it's both enemies and obstacles, and every frame you are inside the hitbox of an obstacle or enemy, you get 100 points.
Okay, yeah, so basically, yeah, there's parts of the game where you can like nudge your ship into like a sweet spot of like a obstacle, and when you get stuck in there, I guess I'm doing it in the footage I'm showing right now. I was doing a little bit of the bumping, but basically there's some points where you can actually get stuck inside of certain places, and because you're so stuck even in some of these places, I believe you actually gained invincibility as well, which was also awkward. I think that was something I heard of. Do you remember hearing about getting invincibility at all when you do that in some places?
You're not exactly invincible, but your ship is moving fast enough that you'll kind of warp through the bullets. This is only really important on the stage 7 boss.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's just silly. So like, yeah, and then so eventually, yeah, if you know the places where you can get like nudged in, you can get quite as significant. You can get significantly more points than if you didn't. But it's just so silly in general that it's just why am I doing this? But when you have a scoring tournament on the Shmups forum and people are playing this game for score, you're gonna have to do some bumping and nudging and get inside those obstacles. But I don't do much of that in this replay. But we'll keep mentioning it, and I think Zerst, you know a couple of the places where you can do it specifically.
Yeah, there's 2 points in the game where it's really massive for your score. It's the stage 6 boss and the stage 6 and stage 7 bosses.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, and this is also a very short replay as well, a short game. It's only about 20 minutes long, the perfect shmup length. Well, that's pretty much as good as it gets. So we're gonna get through this pretty quick. So why don't we just jump right into the replay, and we'll kind of take it from there. Kind of talk about, definitely kind of how the game plays out. This is definitely one of those games for me that, save state practicing the various sections was really beneficial, because it's just like each section surprises you in such a way that, like, if you're playing it on a per credit basis, it's definitely going to make you game over and over and over as you kind of inch your way through the stages. So I felt like practicing it was like very, very helpful. But if you could get better at just playing per credit, I would give I'd throw my hat off to you, because this game is pretty annoyingly difficult in that way. But we'll see. You'll see some of the sections, and you'll see kind of how the game plays out. And because the bullets are fast, it really gives the game an exciting feel, which a lot of kind of horizontal games didn't really have at the time because the bullets just weren't as fast as they were in this game. But I think we can get into the replay now. So I suppose, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm set.
All right then. Do the countdown. 3, 2, 1, click. Yeah. Replay is brought to you by Retro Reality. Yeah, that's fucking Atari or Commodore song. I don't know what it is. Anyway, the story is just like fucking stock shmup story. Who cares, really? Oh, it's
written in cursive. It's serious.
Other funny thing is you notice in this replay is that the music is a little odd. Well, it's because in MAME the music is not fully emulated up to speed. But funnily enough, because of this, I ended up liking the slow music in MAME more than I liked the official soundtrack.
Yeah, the official I had kind of the same opinion of it.
Really?
I ended up getting the soundtrack. Yeah, it's very, very fast-paced, or it's supposed to be. Yeah, the slowed-down version of MAME just sounds a little funkier in a way.
Yeah, it made some of the songs sound a little bit more badass, in my opinion. But the funny thing is, the soundtrack's still nice when it's slow. So it's like you get into it. So yeah, the A power-ups are your main shot. I guess the A is for auto, and then you get the bombs, and then the S's are your, I guess, yeah, anti-surface. Again, so yeah,
anti-air, anti-surface.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm doing a little bit of the bumping. So like, this is how you get a little bit more points. Is basically just bump into shit when you don't have anything else to do. But even without like the boss bumping with the secret scoring, like just let's look at that. That's retarded. It's like, yep, just bumping away. Yeah, so in this replay, I'm playing as the 2P ship, so it's actually a purple variation of the ship, but also that woman character, her hair color and stuff changes as well. Like, her appearance changes as the 2P version, so I like to play as the 2P version, so she had red hair instead of being a blonde. So
you missed a power up there. The start of stage 2, if you sit at the top, that's one the Black Widow homing shot doesn't lock on.
Oh, really?
But an extra power up pops out of there.
Oh, man. Alright, so yeah, the game steps it up right here, just throwing this big-ass plane at you. It gets difficult pretty quick. And the first stage is only a prelude. But yeah, you can see, like, kind of like these widespread patterns and stuff.
Right. Generally, the patterns in this game, they shoot a lot of kind of medium-speed bullets off to the side, and then just from behind, they'll shoot one or two very, very fast bullets that are always pretty much aimed at you.
Yeah. As far as like the little popcorn chips that fly by.
Well, pretty much everything. Even the boss patterns are mostly just spam everywhere, and then, you know, one or two bullets super fast that you can barely see because they're all awesomely colored light green. Yeah,
it's a good color. It's a great bullet color. Alright, so this is where kind of the memorization comes into play. Like, that ship there, like, you want to get on his ass at the very beginning of the stage. Otherwise, like, you just let him, like, start doing his shit, and it gets kind of ugly.
Yeah, it's really important to really know where the enemies are going to come out of and be shooting them immediately. A lot like Psycho games, the larger enemies in Psycho games, they're pretty harmless at first, but the longer you let them kind of sit on the screen, the more dangerous they become.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Generally, how it works in this game as well.
So that little section right there was pretty crazy. Just like all the bullets were just right in front of me, and it's like I'm just like pulling back, just like don't get me. But yeah, so, yeah, bombs are really powerful in this game. They're really good. They save your ass, basically. You should have your bombs planned out in this game, too. But you can use them for panic every now and then as well. Helps to have them planned out. And yeah, there's a 1-up item that appears here. That doesn't appear after the score, does it? Or that's like a stage extend, I think, isn't it?
No, I believe it's 500,000.
Oh, that is a score one, but they just appear, so you pick them up. Okay, yeah. It's been a long time since I played this one. So like that little section there, like if it's your first time or you're kind of learning it, like sometimes you get trapped on the top or the bottom of the screen. So it's just a matter of kind of getting used to it. But yeah, I think comparing this game to Psycho, any of the Psycho horizontal games would be a really good comparison.
Because this pattern right here, the super fast one, you can't dodge that unless you know it's coming.
Yeah, you're pretty much preemptively dodging it. Yeah, I agree, for sure.
And one interesting thing about the going back to the slow music, it was actually slightly sped up in a later version of MAME.
Oh yeah.
And I just noticed that because in that attack, when I was playing the game competitively, I would use the music for cues as to when he was going to start shooting that wide pattern.
Oh really?
And when they sped up the music, it didn't work anymore.
Also, anyone, if the sound levels between your voices and the game audio is a little off or anything, please let me know. It's gonna be a short episode, so the sooner you can tell me, it'll be better. But I think we're good. I think we're doing good so far. Anyway, now we're going to a classic shmup water naval stage.
The best music in the game.
It's good, even slow. It's slow. It's even better. And then, so yeah, Manabu Namiki worked on this soundtrack as well. Popular for composing the cave games, so it's kind of neat to hear that. And this song is just. This one sounds really awkward in the slow, but
I still like it.
Yeah, after the intro.
Right.
So yeah.
A little, kind of a crazy buzz tone to it at the beginning.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then you get the slap bass, the slow slap bass.
So this stage especially is just memorizer. There's very few bullets that are aimed at you, but they're fast enough that you just have to know when they happen.
Yeah, that bomb is like the bomb you want to do it because it takes out a bunch of the stuff ahead of you. You don't have to worry about it really. Yeah, memorizer for sure. This game is a memorizer. I know there's controversy about, you know, all shmups are memorizers, blah blah blah, but when you hear people say it, it means that you gotta know it's coming, like more than other games. So yeah, these mid planes kind of just come in, just bop them. I like this stage because the background turns to night as you go through the stage. You know, where it was like a blue sky earlier on, now it's like a dusk. And a fun fact about this stage as well, on the boss, if you wait to time out the boss completely, it'll actually get even more dark, the background. But you don't see that if you take out the boss too soon, which I thought was a nice little detail that they had.
Yeah, with this boss, I haven't seen a replay with too much of the bumping on it. When I was practicing this, I figured, oh, this huge ship, you know, you can obviously get inside it, bump around, but I had a tendency to be zipped downward into the bottom of the screen, and then you just die.
Like, oops. It just zips you to death.
Right, yeah. Because you can, I guess, technically be crushed if you reach the end of the screen or any of the borders.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that last pattern's a little awkward because like the pattern has like these slow bullets at first, and then like as the slow bullets are coming at you, it does like a pseudo aimed shot.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They just shoot a bunch of bullets everywhere, and then you know the one or two that are aimed at you, you just kind of.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. You noticed like how they did it eventually.
Yeah.
So
and even though there's usually more bullets in the later bosses, they all kind of follow that trend.
Yeah. No classic shmup is okay without the naval battleship stage. So now that this game has that out of the way, it can continue being badass with a cool lumberjack stage. That's what I call it for now. Just because there's pine trees. But yeah, this stage, you got like little explosion barrels down there. The splash, I think, the splash hitbox is pretty big on those explodey barrels. So later in the stage, it's one thing to keep in mind. There's some fun dodges in this stage where it's like you have to expect what's coming, and then you just kind of are flailing away from what's happening.
Yeah, the second or the tail end of the stage gets quite ridiculous. This is the first part where they just start spamming everything at you.
So you really want to get behind the mid and larger ships because your missiles do a lot of damage. So that's why I get right to behind them, because I won't be able to destroy them soon enough. Okay, so that's part 1. Let's jump to part 2. P47 Aces, you got it queued up?
Yep.
Alright, 3, 2, 1. Got a little abrupt intermission there. And here we go. So the plane just dumps out a bunch of them red barrels. Yeah. So yeah, there's really nice animation in this game. I do like that when you destroy all the planes, like they have all those like little bits that fly around in the smoke. It's got some nice, really nice 2D effects.
Yeah, that part right there, if you're not fully powered up, it's very, very challenging, and there are frequently situations you can't really get out of without bombing.
Yeah, definitely. That's kind of like, the thing with this game is you got to be ready for like these certain situations, and if you did happen to die at a certain point, or like it's really gonna throw off some of the things. Because like you say, you did need to be fully powered up to get all those little planes there. And yeah, bombs do a lot of damage, and then just bump into them for those get the points in there. Bump, bump, bump. Yep. Oh, I'm gonna try to add I don't know if I can add Frenetic to this call. Crap. I think you need to be a friend with him. He wants to try to get him. Oh, maybe I can actually try to get him in here. So this stage is cool. Hey Frenetic, you there?
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up, dude?
It's good to be back.
Alright, well, we're in the middle of the second video. I suppose we could restart it if you want to try to watch with us here.
Oh, no, that's okay.
It's only 2 minutes in, and it's only 10 minutes long.
Okay, alright.
Alright, we'll get F-Man on the same page here.
Yeah, F-Man is here.
Yeah. Alright.
It's good to be back, guys.
So
Thanks.
we're restarting the video?
Yeah, we're gonna restart it.
Hey, is that Zerst?
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, sup, Zerst.
Where should I give you the link, Frenetic? In the Skype chat? Will that work, or?
Yeah, go ahead and give it me in Skype chat for right now.
Alright, I got it in there.
Cool. Alrighty.
Before we get to it and you load it up and whatnot, have you played this one before, Frenetic?
I played it a little bit for one of the STGTs, right?
Yeah, the 2011 one.
Yeah,
That's
I was
pretty
in
much
it for
what we all
that
played
one.
it.
Yeah, so I played it. It was really interesting.
What's your initial impression of this game?
Well, when I was playing like Horries, you're the Gradius series, and you're trying to avoid like environmental hazards. It was kind of refreshing to kind of just, hump the ground. I bet the programmer was like maybe so frustrated with getting killed by environmental hazards that just like, I want to make a game with a mechanic where you hump the ground and you get points. It's amazing. I think it's very liberating.
Yeah. The humping, indeed.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I just got a little sidetracked because there's something here. All right. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, can you send me the link in the IRC too?
Oh, sure.
Great. Thanks, guys, for letting me join in a little bit later. I had to hang out with a wifey, make some fried rice, and yeah.
That sounds good. Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty short episode. It's only a 20-minute game.
Okay.
There isn't too much to talk about, so we'll be wrapping it up pretty quick here.
Sweet, short and sweet.
Yep, indeed. I forgot to actually change my scenes during the first part of the show. Oh well.
Oh, that's
people
okay.
People didn't seem to care. I still had the gameplay in there.
I'm ready whenever you guys are.
All right, I just need to recapture this real quick.
Yeah, later on I'll tell you maybe after the show about the STG Weekly Live technical difficulties, unless
Oh yeah.
Live want to hear about it too.
Oh sure. Yeah, we'll have a little extra time for sure. All right, I'm just recapturing this, and I think we'll be ready in a moment.
Yes.
All right, and I shall do the countdown. All right, 3, 2, 1, click. Brought to you by Retro Reality.
Thank you, Retro Reality. We live in a retro reality. Oh shit, here we go.
Yeah, so we're already on the 5th stage of 8 stages, I believe. And this is the boss. Once again, sorry folks, I didn't change the scene back there, but that should be fine now.
Yeah. So now he's maxed out on power-ups, and he's getting what, 10 grand for each one.
Oh yeah, you do get a nice little point bonus
10 large
for having max power-ups.
Is this Black Widow that people used to play?
Yeah, I'm playing with Black Widow here, the ship with the homing shot. I'm playing as the 2P version, which has the red hair instead of the blonde hair. I preferred that version myself.
Redheads are so much better than blondes. I'm telling you guys. I've been with a couple of redheads, and I don't know.
Do you bump into them like in this game, like with your ship?
Yeah, I think I did quite a bit.
Yeah.
It was so.
I like her hair. Really, it's like fruity. It's like a fruity red.
Yeah.
It's like
looks
juicy
like
fruit.
Reminds me of like a slushy.
Yeah, like a
Nice.
slushy.
Yeah.
Like you could eat it.
Yeah. You just take a bite. You're like, oh, that redhead's pretty nice too. But,
Yeah, she's cool too, but you can't play as her.
yeah. Okay, here we go. Some gameplay. Pretty fast bullets.
Yeah. So this stage is fun. Once again, you're kind of like it's kind of laid back a little bit. Like you got these slow jams going on with Manabu Namiki on the saxophone, just trying to help you make sweet love to your old ma or whatever. But
those bombs are pretty effective against those ground targets. It looks like you're staying in the. This is you playing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're kind of in the middle of the screen because they arc up at a 90-degree angle, right? They can't like go 90 degree. They can only shoot
that space I'm sitting at, that mid space, is like kind of this. I guess kind of the area you stay around in this stage. And there's some parts I play a bit more aggressively, and some parts where I just kind of hang back. Here's the United States of America guy, but I fucked him up. I said America sucks.
Yeah. That seems pretty. Yeah, that seems like where it got really serious. It was like.
It gets a little serious there. So yeah, that little plane there, like you expect him, and then you want to point blank him. Otherwise, like all those popcorn in that midship, they just take you out. So it's like, it's like you preemptively you expect him to come and you take him out.
You're ground humping right here.
A little bit.
Do you just ground hump like in between like interludes?
Just when I'm bored, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not. So yeah, we talked a little bit about it, but I don't do any of the crazy bumping that gets you mega points. But like, there's a couple spots.
This boss has a phase pretty early on where he doesn't really shoot any bullets behind him, and you can actually wedge your ship into his ass pretty much.
Yes.
That's gotta do it for points. Gotta do what you gotta do for points.
So that's a nice little trick on that boss there. Basically, you do the first phase, and then like once he's done with that, then you go to the second phase. We can do that sneaky dodging, which I just did.
Hair, it's a slushy.
It's a hair is too much.
Okay, now you're raiding enemy HQ. See what the sidebar.
Yeah. The second to last stage here. Got some more slow jams from Manabu Namiki in the United States of America plains.
America,
fuck America. I think we're in Rome or something now.
That's a pretty key act to deal with America ships. They're like, I've got to deal with that America ship.
So yeah, this stage is just kind of nutty because you got like tons of popcorn ships, and once again, the moral of the story is point blanking the mid ships as soon as you can to get enough damage in.
Ooh, nice dodge.
The big thing about the point blank. Oh, it's Venice. Okay, yeah. The main thing about the point blanking is that you're hitting with the missiles, because the missiles do a lot of damage. Think of it like in Darius, like you want to hit with those missiles against the bosses because the missiles are really powerful. All right, now this boss is a complete asshole. Memorization horror. Like he gets like $5 like per credit from horrors who play this.
That's what I bet when they were doing boss design, they're like, this is a 500 yen boss. 500 yen boss.
But yeah, there's a lot of different attacks that you got to consider for and kind of expect that happening, and it's a very much so planned fight. I'll try to commentate it the best I can, but so yeah, you got like kind of this wide blast that's happening. I just bombed there. I'm gonna use like three or so 4 bombs. There's that vertical bullet attack. That's probably the most dangerous attack from the boss. If you can survive up to that vertical bullet attack and then use a bomb and then another, you're pretty much good to go. But you do need to dodge it like just once.
Right, it's actually pretty tricky to dodge because it's just the gap between them is about as big as your hitbox is.
Yeah.
So even if you're expecting it, if you're just slightly out of position, you'll still get hit.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying. That boss is just so annoying. Ugh. But if you beat him, then you go to this cool crazy last stage.
Whoa.
And
so now you're killing them while they're escaping, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. You fight all the. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, when you kill the midships, like you're telling me, it leaves your homing shot for popcorn, right? Kind of.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You want to kill the midships immediately so that your homing shot can get the popcorn afterwards. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. They're really just a big like you want them out of the picture immediately. Do. Yep, them more nice little elevator musics. Only because it's slow. Like the original fast version of the soundtrack just sounds awkward compared to the slow. I swear, the slow sounds better. Yeah, we were talking Frenetic 2 and MAME. You know, the music's slow compared to the official soundtrack. Oh. It's very, and then they only sped up recently in like very recent MAMEs, but.
You're just used to the slow jam.
Yeah, you get used to the slow, so I actually prefer the slow.
Look at those mountains in the background. It's so peaceful. And then there's just like death and destruction among what is this, like Antarctica or something? Or Arctic?
Yeah.
And
yeah, you got all these mid-boss planes. They're pretty lethal, that they can be. That last kind of crazy dodge is pretty annoying.
Nice dodge, and wow. Yeah, I find this is a funny kind of development of plot in the shmups. Like, they're trying to leave, and you're like, no, I'm gonna kill you all! You're not going anywhere! They're like, no, we're gonna take up. No.
Yeah.
Trying to escape from the HQ. Nope.
They realize that, like, you're some crazy, like, Red Baron character or something.
You should get them all.
So yeah, there's throwing popcorn at you. Pop, 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 pop all that popcorn.
Pop that bullet. Put some butter on.
See, that bomb there I didn't need to do, but I panicked. That was just a panic bomb. I was a little scared for some reason. I think I was nervous just because I got past that last boss. And that last boss is pretty much a run ender, because you can fuck up. Like, if you fuck up early on in that last boss battle, the thing is, you don't, like, get fully powered up again. And then it's like, it throws off your timing for destroying all the phases. So the last boss has a lot of, like, little safe spots that you can use. You know, you just kind of get next to him at the beginning. And then do something like that. Yeah.
Nice.
This is something like that.
Like,
and then yeah, you can like survive this if you're really sneaky. I do for a while, but then I die. So that was my first death, I believe, and then I barely missed the one life clear. Sadly, I almost had it, but yeah. So then it's like, yay, just fly around in happiness.
Nice job. Nice job.
And then you get this guy with the slow jams.
You gotta look at this guy?
Like, with the slow music, it just makes me think he doesn't have pants on or something.
Yeah. Actions. It didn't stop the war, it just shortened the war.
Yeah, it only shortened it, but hey, you know, you gotta do your part in the war, so.
Okay, so that thing behind him, it says Calag, Rita, game. What does that say?
Oh yeah, there's a lolly in this game too. Forgot about that.
Oh dang!
You should play as her too.
They're like, no one plays me. Except
Yeah, you suck. What's the little girl doing flying a warplane?
they're like, they only like the older Black Widows.
The older Black Widows. What the fuck?
Oh dang!
All right, so. Yeah, we didn't really we didn't mention that other bumpy spot. You said there was one during that Stage 7 boss.
Yeah, after you blow up the first part and he moves towards the center of the screen, you actually end up wedging yourself directly into the middle of the tank.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one that I don't think any of us actually figured out properly during the shooting game tournament.
Oh, really?
There might be some randomness involved. Because it kind of does that thing where your ship is jumping around fast enough that you kind of skip over bullets that he's shooting at you, and that's where a lot of people got the idea that it made you invincible. But I think the timing and just where the bullets are aimed has to be pretty much perfect, or else you just die.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Lava Lobster, you want to hear a story time? What kind of story time? About like the STG Weekly live demo?
Yeah, give it a little recap if you want.
Yeah. So I heard about GS68 and Jodo Ken doing a panel up at up north in one of the Northern California anime conventions, and I kind of always had that in the back of the mind, especially when we started doing STG Weekly, about doing a live demo at an anime convention. And so luckily at the local in LA, they had Pacific Media Expo. I tried in the past at Anime Expo, but we didn't get approved. But this one we did. So luckily, Soft Drink was game enough to come, and I went up and picked him up, and then we drove to Pacific Media Expo and got a VGA splitter and negotiated how to plug in a projector and a monitor at the same time without having to watch the projector, because there's a lot of lag when you look at the projector. So
right.
Soft Drink brought his with a DVI or a VGA input. So, and we discussed which stages to do. So he played Ketsui, the 5th stage, and I played Ushie Hime-sama Futari Black Label Original, the 4th stage with Rekko. So we did a slide PowerPoint, and then I did a talk about shmup history, and then Soft Drink, which I recorded on my iPhone. Sorry for the quality. It's more for audio. You can watch it on the STG Weekly YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And let's see. there was good interest. We were able to move down to the console gaming room and set up without any reservations. Thanks PMX and Andrew, who set that up for us, and we put it on a projector. Highlights of that were getting Infrared. I recognized him, and I was like, hey, he was watching us play, and I was like, hey man, you want to come over here and play? Kind of acting like I didn't know who he was. And
yeah, Infrared, the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 player.
Yeah,
second at Evo and whatnot.
Yeah. So yeah, he played some Ketsui, and
yeah, that's funny. Like, what was his reaction to playing Ketsui?
He says, like, I kind of asked him a little bit of questions. He's kind of a reserved guy, but he said, yes, I've kind of heard of these games before, and then I kind of explained a little bit of the mechanics. He's like, oh, where do you put your finger for this button? And I was like, okay, your middle finger goes on the bomb, and then usually index fingers.
Of course, the fighting game player would ask, like, where his fingers go or whatever.
yeah, and his fingers go, and I kind of described, okay, you got a tap dodge and not a sweep, and he's like, okay. So he went off and went, and it was interesting to see like a fighting player of that caliber adjust to shmup. So he's like trying different things, kind of moving around. Like mobility was very good, so he'd use mostly auto shot and not concentrate on a shot. At the
yeah, sure.
So
interesting, yeah.
Low lights of the I didn't play Ketsui very much on my Xbox 360. So when we were starting the demo, it only allowed him to go to 1.4, and I had this anguish, like, but I only play the PCB. And we ended up having to switch soft drinks Xbox 360 with mine. My computer is kind of old; it's about 7 years old.
Yeah.
So we had to switch our computers because mine was taking too long to load.
I see.
But all in all, pretty good. I'll look to see STG Weekly live at an anime convention near you, hopefully, again.
Yeah, definitely. I actually I have not seen the videos and stuff yet myself, but I'm curious about the slides and stuff that soft drink prepared about, like, he demonstrated some concepts, right, in some of those slides.
That's right, like tap dodging, micro dodging, macro dodging. Also, like some inspirational quotes from like Clover Tack and it's very interesting to see my ideas and his ideas kind of play into this, like, okay, we're gonna do this live demo because we don't really have anything to go off of. Right. Maybe Stunfest a little bit, but we're going back to the drawing board and hopefully gonna make it better for the next iteration. So we're really trying to have this as like a set piece so that we can execute it at any like kind of gaming venue. Hopefully we can bring it to the fighting games and they'll just go, what's going on?
Someday they will emerge and it'll be awesome. All right, so I got a video of the boss bumping, the crazy boss bumping. Someone posted a link to it, and
oh, sweet!
I gave you guys links to I post one.
Cool.
I sent one right to you, Zerst, actually.
Gotcha. I got it queued up and ready to go.
So if you guys want to look at that, we're gonna take a quick look at that. So I don't know. Zerst, do you have it ready?
It's just a 50-second video. Just show it.
Okay, yeah, let's show it. So anyway, yeah.
Ramming speed.
So I'm playing it now. Let's see what's he doing here. He's doing some ramming. I assume he hasn't found it quite yet. Okay. He's probably about to jam in. Oh, there we go.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Ooh.
Per frame pointage.
Wow.
Yeah, that one's worth about 300,000 points. The stage 7 one, if you can get it really well, is worth about 600,000 points.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah, considering your 1cc was 2.5 million.
Yeah.
Though even kind of more horrifying than that, the world record is about 5 million.
Oh.
So it's just like he's just jamming his way through the whole game, basically. I just want that as like a GIF or something.
Yeah.
Like, just derp. Oops, I had to be in there. But yeah, that's pretty funny. It just looks so stupid. But hey, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to get that score.
Get that points.
But yeah, all right. Well, yeah, you know, so that's pretty much gonna wrap up the episode. Pretty short one.
Yeah.
You know,
unless you guys have questions in the chat or anything, or
yeah. But yeah, P47 Aces. Yeah. What are your overall thoughts on it, Zerst? Like, do you end up this end up being like one of your favorite games, or?
I wouldn't say one of my favorite games. I certainly enjoy it enough, and the music makes it worth playing no matter what.
Yo, yeah, the music is pretty nice, and you know, it's got a nice presentation. The gameplay is exciting, but it does have a bit of a learning curve. It's probably the main con about it, I guess. But besides that, like, if you do want to play it, I think it gets pretty fun, and it's kind of exciting to put together the run too. Like, I know in my replay, like, I had more than a couple panic bombs, and thing is, you can't really like use a lot of panic bombs in the game, but you do get like some extra bombs that you can use. But it's a fun one, CC. So yeah, I recommend checking it out. Also, yeah, check out P47 the Phantom Fighter. That was the game that was the prequel, or it came before Aces. I'm not sure if NMK made that one too, but I've played it, and it's actually a pretty decent game as well. It's a bit older, actually quite a bit older. I think it's at least 4 years. I think 4 years back or something like that. But
okay.
It's also kind of got some of the mechanics that Aces has, but it's actually pretty good. I was considering doing like a double feature of both of those games, but you know, whatever. P47 Aces is kind of the cooler one, but P47 Phantom Fighter is also neat, and I was actually able to find more stuff, like, you know, pictures of like the arcade cabinets and stuff of that one more than I was able to of P47 Aces on Google. So apparently, you know, that the P47 Phantom Fighter had some popularity that allowed, you know, Aces to come out. So, you know, there's kind of something to the series that kind of NMK was going for sure. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the show. Yeah, any final words or anything? No.
If you can hump it, hump it. That's what I'm just saying.
Yeah, just
words of wisdom from the F man.
Yeah, if the game allows humping, like bump humping, then you should.
Oh, I'm talking about outside the game.
Oh, okay, yeah, just yeah, do it anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, so thanks, Zerst, also for coming on and chatting about this one a little bit.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Nice to have you on the show.
Yeah, nice having you, Zerst. Always good to have you on the show.
But yeah, so we're also thinking of Side Dojo for next weekend. Trying to get that set up. Should be pretty awesome. Other than that, though, STG Weekly will continue on into the future, whatnot. So, all right, we're done. Say goodbye.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Later, everybody. Whoosh.
Whoosh.